Nadszedł czas zmiany, przejścia do prawdziwego działania wszechświata. I nadszedł czas, aby zrozumieć, że używamy stanu materii, by osiągnąć poziom zrozumienia duszy człowieka. Teraz rozumiesz, być może, dlaczego Kreator wysłał swoich posłańców w imię tego, co miałeś. To oni przynoszą uszy, aby można było ich użyć, gdy nadejdzie czas Mesjasza. Mogę nauczyć duszę i przesłanie, nie by się przeciwstawiać, ale poprzez ich zrozumienie, przez tych, którzy stali się Mesjaszami, aby dawać ze swoich dusz, aby ich elewować. Zadanie stało się łatwe. Szkoła jest tutaj i uczniowie są tutaj w oddaniu. Wtedy nie będzie żadnej walki między tym, co nazywają muzułmanami, a chrześcijanami. Baranek i lew będą jeść i spać w tym samym gnieździe. Chrześcijanie i muzułmanie będą spać i modlić się w meczecie, w tym samym kościele, w imię ich dusz, nie w imię religii, które są używane do tworzenia tak wielu konfliktów, dla korzyści tych, którzy byli hiperaktywnymi dziećmi. Nadszedł czas, czas zmian jest tutaj. I jak powiedziałem, moje życzenie jest moim rozkazem. Jeśli pragniesz ujrzeć pokój, droga pokoju jest wyłożona bardzo wyraźnie. To dusza świadomości zbiorowej. Poprzez dawanie stworzy tą pozycję zmiany. Nic innego. W duszy człowieka nie ma długopisu. Jestem pewien, że po wejściu do społeczności uniwersalnej nigdy nie zobaczysz niczego zapisanego, ale równowagę pól duszy egzystencji. Staraj się być na tyle pokornym, aby nie stać się aroganckim w mocy, którą zrozumiałeś i posiadłeś. Inaczej wpadniesz w tą samą ścieżkę kościoła i meczetu. To jest to, co obiecaliśmy i to właśnie dostarczyliśmy. Musimy zrozumieć działanie duszy. I musimy zrozumieć, że dusza człowieka jest gwiazdą w kosmosie wszechświata. Jeśli porównamy duszę człowieka i tak wielu nas, 7 miliardów w jednym zbiorze, Ziemia jest jak galaktyka z tak wieloma gwiazdami. Kiedy patrzymy w głąb wszechświata, widzimy galaktyki z setkami milionów gwiazd. Podobnie jest z planetą Ziemią. Niesie 7 miliardów pięknych gwiazd, które są duszą człowieka. Niesie z sobą duszę tak wielu trylionów zwierząt, roślin i wszystkiego innego. Jeśli więc patrzą ci, którzy nie widzą fizyczności Ziemi i jej zawartości, co widzą? Widzą galaktykę z wielką ilością pięknych, świecących świateł. Każda według swojej siły. Każda zgodnie ze swoją pozycją. Niemowlę ma piękną duszę, podobnie jak staruszek. Dla tych niefizycznych, którzy nie widzą fizycznego wymiaru tej planety, ale widzą siłę pola, jesteśmy gromadami gwiazd. Ludzka rasa, każda pojedyncza dusza, nikt z daleka nie widzi. To jest dusza rybaka, to jest dusza kosmologa, to jest dusza prezydenta. Wszystkie świecą bez względu na fizyczność. To jest magia. Oto co nowa nauka musi przynieść człowiekowi. Kiedy patrzymy przez naszą duszę, widzimy tylko gwiazdy w innych duszach. I to jest przełom, to jest zrozumienie. Na tym właśnie polegają te wszystkie nauki. Dojście do dojrzałości następnego poziomu, aby zrozumieć daleki kosmos. Wszechświat jest ostrygą dla tych dusz, które służą. Wtedy człowiek jest gotowy do wejścia w kosmos. Wtedy człowiek jest gotowy, aby stać się częścią uniwersalnej społeczności, która została obiecana. Nigdy nie obiecywałem wam nieba. Zawsze obiecywałem wam elewację człowieka, aby przyłączył się do rodziny. A teraz macie klucz. To wy musicie otworzyć drzwi, aby zrozumieć, że mogę elewować duszę tych ludzi lub milionów innych dusz, że fizyczne życie na tej planecie zmieni się. Wtedy jestem godny bycia częścią społeczności uniwersalnej, by być, aby służyć, aby się rozwijać, by być tam, aby być częścią, że w cyklu życia wszechświata staje się w byciu częścią, staje się częścią totalności. Kiedy człowiek osiągnie ten punkt, pojawi się nowy wymiar w sile duszy człowieka, który jest poza wyobrażeniem zrozumienia życia fizycznego. To jest brama do otwarcia nowego życia w nowym wymiarze, co jest poza wyobrażeniem tego, co mogliście nazwać nowym początkiem, nowym cyklem, gdzie ten cykl niesie ze sobą źródło stworzenia życia we wszechświecie i unikosie. To jest elewacja duszy, aby służyć. Stała się kluczem. Nie tron życia fizycznego. Czas jest odpowiedni, nadszedł czas, aby człowiek przeszedł przez ten proces.
Witamy wszystkich na 404. warsztacie poszukiwaczy wiedzy w języku polskim. Dzisiaj mamy czwartek, 8 października 2020 roku, godzina 21 i tematem dzisiejszej sesji jest pierwsza część 348 już warsztatu poszukiwaczy wiedzy od 10 minuty do niecałej godziny 20 i potem kolejny fragment od godziny 28 do godziny 37. Później będzie czas na rozmowy, pytania, odpowiedzi, dzielenie się wiedzą, doświadczeniami w temacie plazmy. Zapraszam do oglądania.
Yes, good day to you, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you listen to this series of knowledge seekers. We welcome you back to another session of knowledge seekers, and we try to open and expand the knowledge. As we said, in the coming time, we will change the process and we teach more. As we thought in the One Nation, One Planet, One Race this Tuesday, and in the Iranian teaching and in the Brazilian teaching in the past few days, The teaching has started extensively as we break through new technologies every session. We are not limiting the teaching to Thursday mornings anymore because there is so much to teach and at the same time so much to enlighten. As we said in the teaching on Tuesday and on Friday and partially in other teachings, we are aiming to reach a space level universal technology in a rapid way. What this means, we could have extended these teachings over years and months, as we did over nearly 10 years with what we called the gases and the rest. Now, in next 6-7 months, we make a fast track. A lot of you might get disappointed, a lot of you might catch up, a lot of you is what you've been waiting for. But overall, we have opened a very fast track into the knowledge of the universe. As we said on Tuesday, we start developing the non-tangible, what we call three-dimensional reactors as computers of the space development. What this means, the technology of today's computer has become obsolete. What this means, you can carry the knowledge and information, the same as the brain of the man, in a palm of your hand, in a reactor, in a system which carries all dimensions of thinking, emotion, and at the same time, for the first time, our computers will carry our emotion with them. They know how we recorded the sound. They know why we recorded the sound. We know with them how we felt when we recorded it, because they transferred that emotion to the person who receives it. It's not just, I love you. It's with all the emotion of it. It's not just, I cry because I lost something. I feel the loss. This is a breakaway. This is what we never had. And in the coming weeks, in conjunction with the IT section of the Keshe Foundation and our experts, we will develop and deliver these technologies within coming weeks. We have speeded up. As we said, we have requested from the exhibition center an extension to the premises we have for the January to deliver the first flying machine to be shown in public. At the same time, new technologies, the energy power, the systems will be delivered. Those of you who've been waiting for some time will get it at the price which you paid for it. The new price for the new generators is 10,000 euro once we advertise and we release. This is not 2 kilowatt, 3 kilowatt, is 2 per demand, up to 10 kilowatt. And then we build it up. So what we see, the delivery of the new computers, system control, and the understanding of the new technology in creating new dimensions for buildings. What we deliver is, at the moment we are used to bricks and mortar. We are used to concrete for centuries. We deliver a technology which we can build houses using what we call plasma reactors. We do this in the construction of what you call UFOs, but now we deliver it. You can move your wall with a flick of a finger. You can change the wall with the emotion of your thoughts. I like the color to be red, and I change it to the color I never had. I want the orange in the strips. These are the new technologies which we prepare mankind to be ready to take into space. Because when you land on moon, we are not bringing you concretes and aluminiums from Earth. We are not producing you aluminiums and concrete from the enhancement unit. We give you a system. You build your dream house using the new technology. Don't forget, the basis for this was shown in a very soft way in Caribbeans, creating a dome. Now we show you how to build that dome, how to build your constructions. In the space, there is no room for factories to build concrete. We cannot take waters and everything else. We have to learn how mountains are built. We have to learn how we build the valleys and the oceans, and we can replicate it. We can create the dome, and with it, build a future for mankind in the depth of the space. As I said, the evolution in science will come so rapid that will touch every man on this planet within the next few months. We are committed to peace, and peace comes with technology and delivery of the technology. I'm committed to peace. I'm with it. I deliver the tools of it with my knowledge and what I have to be able to change the course of mankind. And in one word or another, you've seen nothing yet. We'll come to the point where we see and we can transport as much as we like in the dimension of the soul of the man or in the dimension of physicality. We can develop knowledge, and technologies will bring the conditions that bring fair and justice across this planet, be it on food, be it on energy, be it on delivering a new leadership. We are here to change. We change from a small nation of Iran. We bring new understanding into Iran, and we use the Iran political system to create a new condition for world peace. As I said to the Iranian teaching on Monday, very clearly, science and religion in Iran will go hand in hand. We don't challenge the government. We give a hand to the government to bring a just and correct scientific-based technology that from Iran we spread out. I have accepted this position and I lead with it directly into the heart of Iran. New space technology, new development. We'll transfer this technology directly into the United States through Arizona section. We transfer the technology through China, through our headquarters in Kasha, and we deliver more to the Russians. We make sure through Iran, we take leadership not only in space, but in a space with peace. We create a condition, as I've given commitment, knowledge, with fairness, with correct conduct, will become part of the work of the Keshe Foundation. We're delivering a new technology so rapidly, we take the lead and the leadership to deliver peace and nothing else. We don't take any hostages. We free man from the hostage taking of his own physicality and soul, and governments and nations will become equal. We become as part of delivering the technology. We will not hide it. We deliberately, clearly deliver it to every single knowledge seeker to be able to do. In the coming days, and especially next Thursday, we have an announcement with the acceptance of the head of the Keshe Foundation that will bring a new way that more people can use the enhancement units. Will bring a condition and a new way that we give to the poor, those who cannot pay, to be able to reach to use the enhancement units freely. This is part of what we take. We take on road in the next few days from nation to nation to deliver this first phase, which means the rich, those who can afford, will pay to use the enhancement units for their health, for their well-being, for whatever reason they need it. And those who don't have will receive it absolutely freely. This was our promise, with the instruction of the head of the Keshe Foundation, becomes and has taken shape to be part of it. This is what we agreed and we deliver. In that sequence, we deliver new ways of systems and machines, that in every land, in every city, there'll be a machine as long as there is a doctor. We'll explain the whole position next Thursday as the structure around it will be delivered. So what we come and where we go is a new way, a new understanding. As I said, on Thursday teaching, on Tuesday teaching, the center where we are. We have extended to 1 year, and what we call, they have accepted it, an extension of 3 months quarterly. And in January, we have booked the hall to show you the first flying system. In a way, we do our best to be ready by that time. And as you know, with Keshe Foundation, it can be a few days or a few weeks back and forth. But every step will be taken to deliver this technology to you. Don't forget, on the 26th of November 2011 was supposed to be shown in Eindhoven, and by the interference of those who shared with us, they blocked us. At the time, we thought this was coincidence, but coincidences became too many coincidences. We had a spy in the bed, and we've seen how much damage we took. But now we understand the technology belongs to all of us. We see, we understand the technology is part of us. We see and we understand the technology of the Keshe Foundation belongs to every single one of us. What I've done today to start a new session, we allowed today no one in the auditorium. You're in the exhibition center. We made today for you to ask questions. We take you and show you if you want to see, but we don't show the inside of the systems. We can take you across the exhibition center. We can take you across every possible way to answer as many questions as we start teaching the development of the new systems for computers, the development of new systems for flight, the development of new systems for construction and building and life and environment. In so many ways, mankind has no choice. We spend more time to clean up the mess we made over centuries, or we run two parallel ways. We clean up while we're developing new life without any damage to the planet or any waste. And in time, the two will catch up. We have to understand, as I said before, it's taken us hundreds of years to change this planet with what we've done. And we have created a lot of mutations. We have created a lot of changes. And these changes have been accepted by our own DNA. If we carry the rapid changes that mankind will look for, we create more damages on the reversal. So what I suggested is very simple. We bring out the new technology, we build our homes, we create conditions with a new technology, with the magnetic fields. We create the conditions to live a clean life with a new technology. And at the same time, slowly we clean up the mess we have created over centuries. Cleaning up the rivers, the oceans, the air and everything else has to be done on a gradual, smaller steps, while we create a condition that we do not create any more damage. And so for this reason, we need to understand the operation of the Keshe Foundation. We take lead in leading the world into one direction, peace, prosperity, and at the same time to be empowered to dictate our own future, not only on this planet, but beyond the space. One of the cornerstones of this evolution will be the new computers, to be the new, what I call, ball of life that you carry with you, and is everything you want and everything you could imagine, that it'll speed you. It becomes connected to your soul, to your emotion, and to your physicality. And then from there, we build the next steps. In a very simple way, as I explained in the knowledge seekers before, what we see is very simple. We see changes that the new computers have to bring a new balance, a new way of thinking. And in so many ways, in doing so, we need to understand the future of mankind in space. In so many ways, what you see with a KF sign will be what you'll be carrying in your pocket. And every line you see through the field, magnetic directions and dimensions will connect to something which is connected to you or something you want to connect it to. In a way, your emotion will fit in the memory bank of the universe. You can tap into. It's not anymore whose server the server sits to become the universe. In a way, the position we have taken as human race will change. The knowledge of the universe on the top of emotion becomes the knowledge of man. We don't need to explore. Those who have explored the universe share their knowledge with us. This is how it's going to be. This is how we plan the future to become part of. We plan the future to be part of us, to understand the totality of it and how we can change it. As we know, as we said, we become part of it, and at the same time, once we learn this process, we understand life is going to be much easier and better for all of us. In so many ways, we spread our souls, and in so many ways, we become part of understanding this process. And with it, we become part of the totality of the whole lot. What we see is not what we want, is what we see is what we can get, what we can add, what we can develop. And in so many ways, mankind become part of the totality of the universe. We make a new planet. We make a universe, the oyster for mankind. But mankind has to be ready for it to accept. And at the same time, mankind has to be there to deliver the promises of peace, prosperity for all its citizens through a correct and a unique collaboration of leaders of the world. Today, this week, we are witness to United Nations, which is not actually united. It's divided and so much that we see Corona has kept most of the leaders away from being where they used to be every year and giving rhetorics and lies and cheats to the nation. Now, we all are on the same wavelength. We are all the same. The leaders are staying home because it does not matter where they stand. They can deliver their ways for their nations and their wishes. In a way, what we see with the United Nations presentation of the leaders on Zoom and other channels is the way the leadership of the world will take shape in the coming time. What this means, it means our leaders will come collectively one. We will not have representation the way we have by each nation. We have representation as we have, as we build through Universal Council. Understanding the totality of the changes is my job. Trying to give the technologies and understanding at the same time that mankind builds to that point. We are here as messengers of peace. We are here as a message of knowledge and technology, and we are here to deliver, all of us collectively. In so many ways, mankind has become one, and we have taken the leadership to bring it to that point. As I said, and I repeat it, we have informed those who are part of us. We are prepared to share science and technology and what we believe as a religion, as running of a nation. And we have accepted the position to lead in that way. On my return to Iran, will take steps to make sure Iran takes the leadership in science and technology, as is the motherland of peace and knowledge and has been for centuries. And in that process, we have spread the knowledge and peace through nation of Iran across this planet. We changed the course, as has been said by now by so many governments, to make a nation as a terrorist than the rest. We show the nation is kind, the nation is sharing, and through science and technology, we bring new ethos of collective management of the human race through understanding and love of humanity. This is what I have accepted, and I have given my oath to carry. The leadership will come out of technology, and the running of the nation of man will come from you as citizens. Then we decide what the next step shall be. And it's very clear. Science, technology, religion, politics, and diplomacy all has to become one for the advancement of the human race, not for division of it. And with the new technologies we deliver, we'll make sure of that. In so many ways, the changes are radical, but it has to be a sharp delivery, otherwise it'll be interfered in so many different ways. We have to understand in what way we can help each other to develop this technology in a rapid way. Our work from 21st of October this year will be offered directly to all the space agencies collectively with one agency, one representative with Keshe Foundation, that we share knowledge simultaneously with the Iranians, with the Russians, with the Chinese, with Brazilians, with the Americans, and with the European community, as long as one nation is not allowed to take part in any shape or form in it, that it creates that division. Then we go to India and South Africa. We share the knowledge collectively on board of all the scientists which are in the space technology. We invite the scientists from the state of Israel to join the Iranians on the band of the space technology, shoulder to shoulder, not on the base of religion, but on the race, to become superior in delivering peace to all of us. We will tackle the viruses the way it is, in a different way that mankind has chosen to do. There is one position. We work as one nation and its citizens, not as 190 odd states, islands, and different nations. And this is what we set up to do, and now we have the technology to deliver. And as I said in the Iranian presentation on Monday, try me and I will show. I show the power of the technology, that it brings everything to stand still except the man who is the man of peace. As we have seen today, many aircrafts, trillions of dollars sitting on the runways, goes nowhere. The only way to change the position that we become active citizens is by introduction of the new technologies in a rapid way that will change the course of what has happened. Maybe, as I said before, Corona has not come to, in a way, engage us in our homes, is engaging the old technologies like the aircraft industry is obsolete when you know how to fly with a new system. Do we need to commission back all these aircrafts which pollute the air? Do we need to bring them back on the road and let them fly to do more damage? Your worries was chemtrails. Now there will be none. So it's the responsibility of all the Keshe Foundation knowledge seekers to use this opportunity to bring that point that these metal birds will never take into sky. The same goes with the cars. When we introduce the flying cars, there is no need for engines to pollute. At the same time, a new way for marathons will come in. Marathons of bringing ships and boats and tankers will become part of the history of the man, where we can deliver door to door from Shanghai to the warehouse in New York or in Tehran within minutes without damaging the atmosphere. As I said to the head of development of the Keshe Foundation this morning, I need the system to fly this week. I need it to be able to show, because we have it. It's getting technologically developed rapidly that we can show. This is needed. As I said, I have a deadline. I've given an undertaking 21st of October. And within the next 6 months, I have to make everything ready that the new life starts in a clean environment. The new life starts by the 21st of March in an environment that we all are safe in it, and we can guarantee to the next generation. No talks, but delivering the technology is paramount to us. And we have the capability to do. The enhancement units are here. And as I said, we start working from inside out, everything to be correct, to be 100% in active position, that with it, every part and aspects of technology can be delivered. We take leadership in science and technology, and that'll be the only leadership which man will be proud to be part of or be as of. That from now on, we don't need politicians, because when you live on the moon and we all travel there for time to Mars, does not matter who's the leader of where, because we collectively have accepted the expansion of the universe does not know any boundaries. In science and technology, same shall be the borders of the universe for man to live in. I'm very sharp today, because I know what is to come and what is to be delivered, and I know I don't have much time. We push to the limits, we push the limitation of changing humanity, and as we shared how to make ganses, we will share in time how to make the computers in your hand, how to organize it, how to have it, how to bring it to be as part of. There's one thing I'm sure of. We, as knowledge seekers and as human race, will achieve it within the next 7 months. We will deliver it, and we deliver it in depth. No one can interfere with our work, and no one can sit back and change it as they wish. Governments are in disarray, and gradually, with Corona, we've seen Argentina shut down, Eastern Europe today shut down, different countries and cities one by one shut down. We have imprisoned ourselves to the lack of knowledge to handle a virus. We have become prisoners. We have become capturers to an unknown, which we know we have every process for it to overcome it. But our leaders, through their incompetence, cannot agree in how to do it. So if a little virus has literally brought the whole planet to a large open prison, now it's time for the new knowledge and technology to open the shackles and this prison for humanity. Many of you saved your lives with ganses. Many of you saved many other lives with ganses. Now we teach you to go to the next step. Development of the new space technology through Keshe Foundation and knowledge seekers. For this reason, I allow today no one in the auditorium. We are live in Linz. And literally, no one except the people who serve in the foundation, in the center, are here. That we can answer your questions and we can show you what you need to see and try to bring a lot of questions to be answered, as we always do sometimes in the course of the year. And then we go for next week and this week and the following weeks, delivery of the technologies one by one. Be ready for surprises. We'll show you the new setup in the center. We have expanded into different ways, as we show you with cameras, that we can detect every motion, we can detect everything else possible. You got to realize the technology is well spread across this planet. The only people who benefit by it are the knowledge seekers who know how to use it. Now you as knowledge seekers have to extend this to the rest of humanity. How you do it, how you develop it, how you share it from now on is your responsibilities. We will show the magic, but you as knowledge seekers, if you do not know how to repeat it, it's just the magic. And we want to teach you all to be able to do this in a simple way. And for that, you need to understand the gravity and the implication of the delivery of this technology in coming time. Do we need an exhibition center built by concrete and metals and glasses, or we create exhibition center at any point on this planet and beyond and show our development? As I said, we are planning in the coming weeks to lift the whole of this exhibition for 2 weeks in the city of Tehran. Negotiations with our associates in Iran and the Sharif Tehran University, as where it was originally established, is on the way. And once the agreement reached, you will see the 2 enhancement units and the whole of exhibition will be shown for 2 weeks in beautiful city of Tehran, in the University of Sharif Tehran University. Then we go to Beijing and we take this further in Beijing and beyond the Keshe Foundation headquarters to show the technology. Maybe if the Americans become wise enough with the new administration, you will see this somewhere in Arizona. And then we share. We show, we share, and with it we bring the prosperity of peace and equality for all of us. Mankind is wise. The wisdom comes out of years of his own lack of wanting, needing and demanding for his leaders to deliver peace to the citizens. This is our job. We will deliver irrespective of color, race and religion. You are waiting for an easy teaching. Now the teaching is on your shoulders. You copied the magraphs, you copied everything else. Now you have to learn how to copy, to make systems that in the palm of your hand, with your wish, will create that elusive, what we call connection to the universe. It's very simple if you understand it. It's very simple if you share it. And it's much simpler if you love to understand and share it. Are there any questions which is relevant to our work that allows us to develop further understanding of the technology?
Thank you, Mr. Keshe. And as usual, the attendees can raise their virtual hands and we can recognize you in order to speak. And we have a hand up already from a familiar voice. Go ahead.
Hello,
John.
Mr. Keshe.
Hello, John.
How are you today?
You know, very good. Do you know what John means in Farsi?
I have no idea. No,
It means life. It
Ah.
means something you love. If you hear in Farsi and Armenian, we call always Armanjan, means my love, what I love and what I respect, life. So now you know what you stand for.
Sounds good. I was
It's
afraid
good.
it's going to be something bad.
Yes, carry on.
I got a question that kind of goes back in the teaching a little bit. At one time, you told us that the atmosphere of our planet and the atmosphere of the universe and the atmosphere of the cosmos were related to the field strength of carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. And then in the later teaching, you talked about the carbon-14. And I wonder if now that we're moving in this direction, where we're trying to connect to these higher field strengths, if you could talk about specifically about those three field strengths.
Carbon-14 is the backbone of what we call solid features of the universe. Does not matter where you are. Carbon-14 has a characteristic of the conductivity, resistivity, and what we call a superconductor, and the best resistors. Depends in what edge of its energy we touch. But if you look carbon-14 in the presence of what we call hydrogen, or in presence of the plasma of the hydrogen, in a specific category configuration, like in the structure of the body of the man, can lead to dimension extension or dimension retraction of its fields. With a dimension retraction, what do you get? And in itself, in expansion, what do you get? Oxygen on one end, and a carbon-12 on the other end, and carbon-14 in a specific configuration behaves as nitrogen. Because nitrogen is, in a way, energy pack of 14. You don't look at the characteristics of the carbon in atomic structure of electrons and protons. You look at it as a Gans energy transfer. And that is why in so many parts, carbon-14 behaves very much in behavior as your favorite iron, 4 times dimension connection. And at the same time, if you understand carbon-14 behavior, you see we have a parallel with it in a dimension of the work of this planet, which is deuterium. A complete atom, the first complete atom we know. But in an energy pack, deuterium in conjunction and in configuration of the 6 behaves as 7. Because in compromise, it becomes itself carbon-14. So, as you see, it's very easy to add 2 energies of deuterium with a carbon-14 behavior, or create back-to-back gravitational field of deuterium and create a carbon as life. And in that process, in the presence of deuterium and connection in the fields of the energy, you can create very similar to human life with an amino acid if need be. And in so many ways, in some part of the universe, you'll find amino acid structure of the man body has been replicated through the same process. As I said, mankind is not alone, and mankind is not the only one who has intellect. If, like me, you understand the work of the universe, you understand the work of interaction of the field, it's absolutely easy to understand. We are not alone. We are part of the creation of the Creator, and there are many like us. They have intellect, and in so many ways, they choose the direction of the understanding of the mixture of the fields. As I said, now that we are going in this process, in a very short time, we'll present in this hall, in this exhibition hall. You give me 1 tank of water, and with 1 drop, I will show you creation of life. A fish, a man, within that water tank. All of you know how to do it, but you have not chosen to dictate the condition. 1 drop, 1 life is in the container which we'll bring here. And in seconds, I show you a fish in a tank, there was no fish. I show you life where there was no life. My knowledge is limitless because I know how life is created in the depth of the universe. Within that drop, I embed the whole history of the universe, and in that drop, you will see creatures from the different part of the universe because we create a condition of it in that water tank. Then it's very simple. If I can do that on this planet, is life limited to this planet? And so you understand very rapidly, carbon-14 in essence is a hydrogen in the shape of deuterium as a full atom, and being in a plasma condition has no physical dimension as the atom has in a matter state. So in that process, you ask me how, now you understand. And in a time, as I promised, in the very near future, will bring life, and then we are a magician. Then, because we all understand the science of it, as the mankind is using now in the fight with Corona, 1 drop, 1 life, we actually will create life out of 1 drop, and you'll be witness to it. Don't forget, 1 drop creates 1 life in the womb of the mother as a child. Now we show the technology and the science behind it. I hope I answered you.
You more than answered my question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Pardon?
Can I ask 1 more question?
You can ask as many questions. Today is a question time.
So when we build our 5-cup system, we share the energy of our soul with the 5-cup system. Is that sharing creating? Are we creating a new soul, like an aspect of our soul, by doing that?
What do you mean?
So, like for example, with your fish, are you able to create a soul from your soul that's now that fish in the tank?
That fish will carry essence of my soul because I'm the creator of it, of course. It's like your child.
So it's an aspect of your soul.
It's the aspects of understanding the world of creation with the essence of it, yes. Don't forget, I created the universe. So 1 fish is nothing compared to what has been created. I made man in the image of myself.
Okay, so one soul can create many more souls. Is that true?
How many children do you have?
One.
You could ask that guy in Saudi Arabia, has got 86 of them.
Yeah. But for example, with these balls that you're creating them with the energy of your soul. Is that true? Computers?
Yes.
So is that an aspect of your soul, for example?
What do you see on your screen?
I see a dangling ball.
How much do you want this ball to dangle?
So is that another aspect of your soul? Is that two
Now,
souls?
how many do you see?
Two.
In a very near future, this ball will work and deliver more than all the computers on this planet ever could.
It has an aspect of your soul in there. And when
The computers for the first time will have a soul, will have understanding, will have the creation to be able to be. In a way, nowadays we carry a mobile phone. In a very near future, we will carry a small size of these in our pockets. It's our mobile phone. It's a creation of our emotion. It's a creation of transfer and building of our homes.
will that be attached to the owner of it, for example? So if I had that ball, it would be me and me only?
Yes. Don't forget, we've done this in the enhancement unit. Body enhancement unit carries the soul of the head of the Keshe Foundation. Is embedded in it. She's peaceful. And with it, we built into it. That's why we are so confident that the time of the change has come to do. In so many ways, mankind, when you enter this system, the enhancement body system, which is in the exhibition, you will carry in ethos, the ethos of the head of the Keshe Foundation. It balances, it embeds, and it becomes part of. With it, you will understand more. As I said, when we build these two units, they'll never be repeated. They carry the soul of the Creator. From now on, all the systems to be built will be done by computers and by automatic systems. These two were built by hand, loaded by hand. Every single element in it calculated, and at the same time was done in a way that whatever systems mankind will build in the time to come in the universe will be part of this knowledge, which sits in this. In a way, in the future time, mankind will use these two as a reference point to achieve everything man needs in the space. And it's not only for mankind. People, creatures, and creatures from other part of the universe will come to be, to see this creation. This is not just a machine, it's more than what mankind can understand. And in so many ways, we have made it so simple that the intelligence of man is nothing. And that's exactly how we wanted it to be. It's a replication of the creation in all dimensions.
Thank you for that answer.
Thank you. hopefully your place will be the first place where we'll see peace and technology will come hand in hand, as it's been your wish. Any other question?
We have Moshfek with his hand up, ready to go.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can always hear you on the traffic behind you.
So the deuterium that came up in the answer to the previous question, deuterium and tritium and hydrogen in their interaction creates different kinds of neutron, as I understand from previous teaching. Now
No,
these,
your teaching is wrong, it's not my teaching.
okay.
Because if you put tritium, hydrogen and deuterium together, you get a bunch of deuteriums. Because the surplus energy in the plasmatic form from the tritium will be transferred to hydrogen, what we call, and then you have a balanced field of 3.
My question is the 3 different kind of neutrons, if they're not mixed together but separate and having
you see,
interaction.
have you decided, are you a chicken, or are you the bird, or are you the camel? Are you talking in the world of plasma, or are you talking in the world of matter, or are you mixing the 2 together and then you don't understand what you're talking about?
I would like to stay in the plasma state.
So in the plasma state, it doesn't exist that you transfer a neutron. The energy balance of the system does not allow this because you're transferring energy fields, not matter state. If you understand it.
Yeah, that's clear.
Okay, so you cannot, unless you specifically have created the deuterium or the hydrogen or tritium from 3 different states and the 3 different conditions on the 3 different dimensions, then they interact, but they'll be separated. They even interact. There'll be hydrogen, but of different values. But if you have produced hydrogen, deuterium, and tritium in the same environment from the same materials, then the answer is no. Understand? Because all the hydrogens and all the tritiums and deuteriums, if it's not created on the same condition from the same material, even that will have different characteristics. So, extend your knowledge. What do you want to know? Mashfaq, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Yes.
Or did I lost you in the maze of knowledge?
Well, maybe I'm lost and maybe a little bit found. So, so now, can I use a deuterium? I mean, let's say I produce some deuterium, and can I use the plasma of the deuterium from that, from the deuterium Lutz-GANs I created, and change the state to tritium or hydrogen on demand, so that I can create the necessary field effect, plasma
Yep.
effect.
Of course you can.
And would you like to shed some light on how we would do this?
Yes, you can in so many ways. You You can change the deuterium, you can change the hydrogen, you can change tritium according to the plasmatic field of its strength. Yes, you can, but you have to find the fields. If you look at the picture I put with all the fields, you have to find the right connection of fields that they fit. Now we have to be able to understand the gravitational and magnetic field forces of it. We have to be able to grasp which field in strength, in gravitational, matches the one in magnetical. And if they do, you'll find many hydrogens don't match with each other. And you cannot even put them in a pot, they don't fit. Just because you think they're hydrogen and make the gases you made. I use this knowledge a lot in the space technology. As I was saying, the difference between my work and many of your work is you just do because you think it can be done. I do because I know how to get it done. And this is the difference. That's why I create results in different way, and you try and you do, and randomly you might achieve it.
Mr. Keshe, that was very clear. Actually, this cleared up many things in my mind. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Did I talk to your soul and the soul brought the knowledge to physicality?
Well, in due course, I'll realize. Right now I'm sitting.
No problem.
I have another question. I have another question. It's about the 5-cup.
Yep.
I made it, and as I was making it, one of the things that struck me is that I was putting this, like the bottom 2 cups and the top cup, I was putting the containers. But then I thought, you know, I put sort of like the half sphere container at the bottom of these. And then I realized, why not put a glass sphere with salt water in it in these containers, the 3 containers, the gravitational magnetic one and the inertia one and the top one, the soul of man. And then after leaving them there for a while and then take those balls out, they should be functional after I take them out of those cups, wouldn't they?
I don't know what function you want to get from it.
Function means I can, just like you were talking a little bit about before that, about carrying balls that can fully function in your pocket. Can I connect to it as if it's like another 5-cup with these 3 balls, because they contain all the fields.
What have you put in the ball? And when you made the ball, what was the purpose of it? What did you envisage to get?
I would like to have the fields of the cup in those balls, the way they exist now.
Yes, but but you have to remember one point. It's what is in that ball is what is it? Because now, if you took energy from the water of the cup to go in that glass, is minus the filtering ability of the cup, the ball itself. The containment has created a filtering to be able to cross it. This is what I explained many times and many of you don't understand. This is why we go into directly. A lot of you are playing with this inertia, water and gravity waters, and you don't even understand what you're doing. You're just thinking what will happen. Of course, this is part of research to do, but why do you need the water of the gravity? Have you asked yourself, why do you touch? Why do you touch the inertia? What does that give you? What is it used for? What's the implication of it? Why have we shown you this part of the technology? And many of you don't understand. And you just pick up. You want to take the water from it and do. What's the logic behind this? Why have we introduced such a simple way to gravitational field of this planet? Why are you taking it? What's the reason behind it? Why are you putting the ball inside? Or is it just something to do?
No, it's if I put the ball inside there, an empty ball, essentially, an empty glass ball, and the glass ball, and then
Yeah, but that empty glass ball still have a dimension of matter. Just because it's not empty, it carries oxygen, hydrogen, it carries airs in it.
but can I create a field containment in that ball?
It is a field confinement minus what do you call the filtering of the plastic.
Isn't a glass a transparent? If it's a glass ball, isn't it transparent? Just like it's a 2 times carbon-14?
No,
Like
just
28?
because you want to
No.
think about it. No.
No.
In the future teachings, I explain why I have given you these two. Maybe even tell you now you don't understand it, it's another bit you hear. The reason we created this condition of the gravitational inertia is the fingerprint in the future space technology that you can bring you back to Earth. That's the only time you will use it. You take the fingerprint from the gravitational inertia and the gravitation which you have created, and from the inertia cup, land you precisely in the place where you created it. You remember the ET? ET go home? This is the message, this is the technology. That's why I showed you how to create gravitational fields in these boxes. These are fingerprints in the space technology of the future to bring man to Earth. This is the reason. And then the gravitational field is continuously the same for the whole planet. So your destiny is Earth, but you don't want to land in the ocean. You create the inertia of desert. You create the inertia of the beautiful city of Tehran, and you land in Tehran. This, what I gave you, is the understanding of the technology. As I take you into a space technology you already have. You've seen it, you understand it. That's why these cups are in use. At the moment to you is nothing. Why do you put it there? You're on Earth, you're in the same position. What do you want to do? In the coming time, in the next few weeks, when we travel from, let's say, Vienna to Tehran, my destiny point is the inertial field which is created in Tehran will land me in Tehran. I don't need to navigate. I built the basis for the future space technology in the proper base that man can understand, but I put it right in front of you and you don't understand it. Now you understand why there is the inertia and the gravity. Now you understand. But why are you doing it? Why are you using it?
Now the question would be, can I use these balls if I put them there as the reference?
For what? You're already on Earth. You're where you are. Where do you want to go? You want to jump in?
No, if let's say I'm in Linz, I want to come back to where I am, and I have these two balls.
That's what I told you. No, you don't need the gravity part. You just need the inertia part. But make sure you made the right inertia. You might land in, where are you from, Bangladesh?
Yes.
You might end up in Delhi, huh?
Yeah.
It's a universal GPS using the structure of the universe. Now we make computers to do it. I've given you a simple version of the universal system. But because you don't understand it, to use just a box. I know what I teach, and I know why I give you things that you have time to understand it. In so many ways, this is even an interim knowledge, because the true knowledge, when you put it into the systems to fly, we don't carry waters and we don't carry ganses. We have to understand the field strength, the inertia of the Earth. Motherland calls. You are on planet Zeus and you want to go to Earth. This is how we develop the GPS in the universe, not the way you do with electronics. I told you, my knowledge of electrical and electronic compared to the knowledge of the universe is obsolete by millions of years. But mankind is going through that process of knowledge development, so we have to give it a hand. All of you, now 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, you're making these cups. And you're making everything else. But now, slowly, slowly, we open the knowledge of it. We open why they are there. And many of you might have learned something for the future. Let me tell you, extend your imagination and knowledge. You buy an orange in the state of California, in the United States, you're American, and you taste everything you can imagine about the orange. You're a Jew, you created Jaffa orange by capturing the deserts of Egypt, and you love to have Jaffa orange because it gives you the taste of whatever brought you and you thought you're superior. The same way you produce orange in the valleys of Sicily, where it's full of oranges. And if I give you an orange, which has the fields of the orange in Valley of Sicily, when you're American, doesn't taste like home. But if I can create the fields of the same orange in Sicily, you taste it and you say it tastes like the orange at home in California. In a way, we have to use the inertia and the soul of the life to be able to replicate exactly how we'll bring the taste of that location to us. And this is the breakthrough in the knowledge, where we carry the emotion of the food with it. This is why if you go back some times ago, when Alex tried the orange, he says, you taste the orange, you eat the orange, but you're actually not the orange. Now, if you create the same inertia in Sicily, I can give you orange from Jaffa or from California. This is why we introduced this technology. You're an American in planet Zeus. You want a Jaffa orange. You still get the same orange juice taste of energy. If you are a Jewish guy from the captured lands of Sanya, and then if you're from Sicily, you feel the same as you exactly drinking from Sicily, orange juice. This is the first time mankind can change, add emotion to the knowledge of the physicality. If you extend it further, go back to the teaching of even the stone has a soul. You step on a stone on your way to somewhere. You can feel the emotion of the stone you're standing on. Does it like it? Or am I abusing? Do I need to walk this planet and create more pain for its citizens and its objects? Mankind has been so narrow-minded, and now we're becoming more and more narrow-minded. We're becoming vegetarian, not to kill the big animals, but we chew millions of them. But now, conscious of man is, what about the stone you walk on? If you understood the teaching of Baha'u'llah, bless his name, even a stone has a soul. Read the verses of Quran, gives you the same. Reading Torah gives you the same. Read the true angel, not the way it has been changed. The New Testament, all the messages are the same, but mankind has not, do not want to understand. This time, science and religion explains both. Now the man has to decide the future of itself. When I kiss the land you walk on, is not the land, it's the soul you leave behind as a mark with your walk. The dog sends the footpath to find a person. So if he can scent it, you have left the soul, impression of your soul on it. When I kiss the land, is kissing the soul which you walked, you created. Mankind has to understand the truth in the step by step. Now, you were worried, you were killing a cow, a pig, you want to become a vegetarian. Now you realize you're killing many seeds because each one has a soul. You kill more by eating a spoonful of rice. And now imagine the stone you walk on, what about its soul? Do you want to be in a dimension of physicality, or do you want to stay in the dimension of the soul that you don't touch none? And you accommodate the position and time and the place. Do you still want to be a human? Now you understand, but sometimes I say I'm ashamed to be in the body of the man, because every move you make, you take from something which you are not allowed. Unless you have decided I take, doesn't matter what. You ask. And if you are given, it means it's accommodated and shared. Any other question? You see, now that we go into more depth of the knowledge, true knowledge of creation, theology goes through the window. Because the essence of the knowledge creates that condition that does not leave any room for theology.
Soul, say if we, it's about soul teaching in general. It's you say if we do misconduct, then basically the creations of our soul, they are starting off with the wrong foot. So they are lacking of some energy, they are lacking in something, so they are starting off in the wrong way. Now, the earth, which is basically our mother, is kind of not creating us in a complete way, if I understood this correctly. That means we are lacking 20% of energy, and in that way we are doing a lot of misconduct to get these 20%. So the earth
And the pleasures of getting it.
I'm sorry?
And the pleasures of getting it.
Yes.
Yep.
As well. It's always two sides, of course. My question was in general that, well, kind of the earth is created by the sun. So basically the earth is our mother, the sun is our grandmother, if we maybe can say that way. Has there been something that that the soul of the sun, the soul of the earth, has been doing, which is not complete, and therefore we are not complete, or something wrong in that way, or is that a little bit the wrong understanding?
It's a combination of, but there is one point to understand. In due course, the Earth will move on towards the center of the planet, or center of the solar system, and we will see a new cycle, a new entity, be it Mars, be it another planet, be it Jupiter, whatever, will move into this position of distance from the sun. The question is, would this create life the same way? And would the citizens of the planet will behave this way as the man did on Earth? It's so many ways asking a single question. Would Jupiter and Sun will create a lifestyle like man and this position in the solar system? And would the citizens of this planet will misconduct or become better or worse than the human at this moment which are in this gap? We are in a transition point in the solar system. We are part of a dynamic structure. Is it that what the atmosphere and gravitational field of the Earth takes creates this shortfall? Would the creatures which are created on Jupiter, when it takes the position of life, it could be far distant or closer to the sun, will have the same characteristics? Would the Jupiter be kind enough to create life that it needs nothing from it, like a moon? But it can create as many as. As it says, a new knowledge needs new understanding, but with the open eye, that we don't become prejudiced and then become narrow-minded with it. This is the problem. Would the next generation or other planets or stars or the spaces in universe which lead to creation of life will provide enough condition that the life they create does not depend on the physical condition to take. Would the soul of the man become a star that it can take any position in the universe and still gives and will have no misconduct? Or would our souls, when it leaves this planet and is done up to now, will carry that misconduct and lead to creation of more wrongs? In the new creation, they become the son of. If you look, the soul of the man creates and leads to creation of many souls. Or is it the way we want it to be now, to elevate the soul of the man to become perfect? That when it leaves the physicality to become a son in the universe, in the unicos, it will create perfect children. And being open to understand the totality is amazing. Today, number of the knowledge seekers of the Keshe Foundation in China are in Tibet. They've gone to see the temples. They've gone to understand the emotion and understanding of the Buddhist life. And in a way to extend their knowledge to the understanding of the Keshe Foundation. There are a few of them, they're old ladies, and they have gone to Tibet to experience and see in a long way, most probably, how they can connect the two together. And with it, to come out, better understanding. And why do we do this? On the other hand, the other knowledge seekers travel the breadth and the length of the planet to share that knowledge with each other. Nowadays we do it with the Zoom and telephone calls and internet, as the borders are closed, but they couldn't close the border of their communication. Now, as we said today, we extend the next level in. Now we can communicate across the universe with the new plasma technology, the new computers which are coming in. I'll call them computers. The universal computers are the opening of the man to the unicos. It's no use me taking you to a space when you don't know where you go, when you don't know how to talk, when you don't know where you are. And as you've seen, so softly and gently I brought you into knowledge of the unicos. Don't forget, I've been a teacher for billions of years and I'm master in teaching, and I know how to get my way according to the knowledge and understanding of the citizens of the planet. In 10 years, I have taught you more than the whole humanity ever learned in the process of millions of years. In the next 6 months, you don't have choice. Those of you who understand will take a different dimension and extension to this. So, you have to decide.
Okej, to by było na tyle, jeśli chodzi o dzisiejszy fragment. Jeśli ktoś ma jakieś pytania albo chciałby podzielić się wiedzą, to zapraszam. Jeśli nie ma chętnych, to postaram się pokrótce streścić parę głównych wątków, które były tutaj przytoczone. Oczywiście od samego początku mieliśmy trochę spraw, można powiedzieć, politycznych, ale też zapowiedzi rozwoju tego kierunku, w którym zmierza fundacja, jeśli chodzi o, można powiedzieć, trzymanie się tego centrum, gdzie jest ta wystawa w Linz i tam też ma być zaprezentowany pojazd, czy też samochód latający w jakimś tam czasie następnych kilku miesięcy. Później mieliśmy w zasadzie otworzenie sesji na pytania. Mieliśmy na początku Johna z Arizony, który pytał o węgiel 14, pytał o ten węgiel w kontekście tych elementów też aminokwasu, czyli azotu, tlenu, węgla. Jeszcze wodoru, ale tutaj w zasadzie wodór został pokryty w trochę inny sposób, jeśli chodzi o jego izotop deuter, zaraz do tego wrócimy. I tutaj dr Keshe tłumaczy, że węgiel 14 to podstawa solidnych struktur wszechświata, że jest on super przewodnikiem albo super opornikiem, komunikatorem, można powiedzieć, w zależności od tego, jak się odwróci. I myślę, że to jest coś, co znamy też z właściwości warstwy nano, która też wzdłuż, można powiedzieć, przewodzi, jest tym super przewodnikiem, a w innej płaszczyźnie o 90 stopni odwróconej jest tym przewodnikiem z kolei, więc tu widzimy pewnego rodzaju analogię i z kolei jeśli chodzi o ten węgiel 14, dr Keshe mówił, że gdzieś tam nakreśla cały ten cykl, jeśli chodzi o aminokwas, łączy tą odpowiedź właśnie węgla w kierunku aminokwasu i mówi, że jego utrata energii w postaci właśnie takiego deuteru do węgla 12 to jest ten węgiel, który mamy w strukturze fizyczności. Tutaj chociażby w aminokwasie, jeśli pójdziemy w górę albo nawet rozważymy ten węgiel 14 na poziomie jego energii zbliżonej do samego azotu, który też ma 14, to widzimy tutaj tą analogię do azotu, a jeśli z kolei pójdziemy o ten krok, można powiedzieć, i tym krokiem jest tutaj po raz kolejny deuter, czyli o dwa oczka w górę, to mamy już liczbę atomową 16, czyli jesteśmy w obszarach węgla, więc tak to się tutaj rozwija. Było też przypomnienie tego, że 4 razy ten węgiel 14 to jest nasze żelazo, także mamy tutaj związek też z krwią, jeśli mówimy o aminokwasie i o tym elemencie żelaza, czyli o hemoglobinie. Deuter to jest to, co dr Keshe nazywa tutaj kompletnym atomem i zwraca uwagę, że taki węgiel 12, a w zasadzie ten węgiel 14 to jest 6 lub 7 tych deuterów i jest on taką, można powiedzieć, bazą. Zresztą też w pytaniu Mosfeka, który zapytał się, co się stanie, jak wrzucimy wodór, deuter i tryt razem. Chodziło mu tutaj o uzyskanie różnego rodzaju neutronów, można powiedzieć, z interakcji par tych elementów. To tutaj dr Keshe mówił o tym, że no nic, jeśli pochodzą z tego samego środowiska, tych samych materiałów, to wtedy wszystkie redukują się do deuteru, czyli widzimy, że deuter jest tą cegiełką, można powiedzieć, podstawową, tym stopniem, krokiem, którym się poruszamy w górę lub w dół, jeśli chodzi o transfer energii, że jest to taka podstawowy pakiet energii. Tutaj można powiedzieć, tak jak dr Keshe się odniósł, jest kompletnym atomem, czyli jest też, można powiedzieć, takim kompletnym pakietem energetycznym podstawowego takiego atomu, cegiełki budulca, z którego wszystkie inne później formy się składają. Było pytanie Mosfeka, no a co dr Keshe mówi o tym, że dość prosto wyjaśnił, że jeśli chcemy wrócić na planetę Ziemię, to tu mówię o tym odcisku palca, o tym uniwersalnym GPS-ie w kosmosie, czyli jeśli chcemy wrócić na tą planetę, no to potrzebujemy właśnie tego naszego kubka grawitacyjnego, tego, co replikuje pola grawitacyjne tej Ziemi i z kolei jeśli chcemy podróżować w obrębach tej planety, to tutaj skupiamy się na tym elemencie inercji, aby dostać się w konkretne miejsce na Ziemi, na przykład na jakąś pustynię, na Saharę, czy do Teheranu, Nowego Jorku. Tutaj były różne przykłady, gdzie ta rozmowa między właśnie Mossakiem a doktorem Keshem się rozwijała i mówił właśnie, że w przypadku tej inercji nie potrzebujemy tutaj replikować do niczego grawitacji, bo już na tej planecie Ziemi jesteśmy, czyli w tej płaszczyźnie już się nie poruszamy, tylko poruszamy się w obrębie, można powiedzieć, tej planety, czyli różnych miejscach tej planety, czyli różnych siłach, wartościach, można powiedzieć, tej bezwładności, tego, co po angielsku i też się tak to tłumaczy, mówimy właśnie o tej inercji. Możemy także replikować środowisko i także emocje tego środowiska danego miejsca i sadzić na przykład pomarańcze Jaffa we Włoszech, czy gdzieś tam w Stanach Zjednoczonych, gdzie nie jest to ich naturalnym klimatem. Mówiąc tutaj pomarańczy Jaffa, dr Keshe miał na myśli właśnie ten specyficzny smak, specyficzną emocję, którą dają pomarańcze, które wyrosły w danej szerokości i długości geograficznej, można powiedzieć, i w pewien sposób odzwierciedlają to środowisko, ten klimat, w którym są, ale to środowisko, ten klimat, można powiedzieć, można też zreplikować właśnie tutaj bawiąc się tym elementem inercji, czy działania właśnie w tej sile pól. Na koniec mieliśmy to, co często widzimy w różnego rodzaju zapiskach, to co dr Keshe też powtarza, czyli to, że nawet kamień ma duszę, więc przybierając tutaj formę fizyczną, chodząc, stawiając jakikolwiek krok, gdzieś tam po tych kamieniach, żwirach czy innych powierzchniach cały czas chodzimy, więc nawet nie musimy rozważać tego na poziomie, można powiedzieć, takiej żywej materii, jaką widzimy jako rośliny czy zwierzęta, ale też te materiały nieożywione, więc tu dr Keshe mówi o tym, że lepiej być właśnie w tym wymiarze duszy, bo inaczej będąc w tym wymiarze fizyczności zabieramy coś cały czas na każdym kroku, czego nie możemy w pewnym sensie wziąć, a funkcjonując na poziomie duszy, na poziomie pól, jak tutaj z wykładu na wykład powtarza, jeśli dostajesz, jeśli jest ci dane, to po prostu to bierzesz, więc tu mówimy o tym podłączaniu się do tej zupy energii dostępnych, które są po prostu dostępne po to, żeby móc je w pewien sposób przerabiać czy magazynować, karmić się nimi w pewien sposób, jeśli tak to rozważymy. No i w zasadzie to wszystko, jeśli chodzi o moją część streszczenia. Jakby ktoś miał ochotę rozwinąć jakiś wątek albo dodać swoje doświadczenia czy ze swojej wiedzy, to zapraszam. Dzięki. Okej, to kończymy na dzisiaj i zapraszamy na kolejne warsztaty w niedzielę, 405 już. Do zobaczenia, spokojnej nocy.
Nadszedł czas zmiany, przejścia do prawdziwego działania wszechświata. I nadszedł czas, aby zrozumieć, że używamy stanu materii, by osiągnąć poziom zrozumienia duszy człowieka. Teraz rozumiesz, być może, dlaczego Kreator wysłał swoich posłańców w imię tego, co miałeś. To oni przynoszą uszy, aby można było ich użyć, gdy nadejdzie czas Mesjasza. Mogę nauczyć duszę i przesłanie, nie by się przeciwstawiać, ale poprzez ich zrozumienie, przez tych, którzy stali się Mesjaszami, aby dawać ze swoich dusz, aby ich elewować. Zadanie stało się łatwe. Szkoła jest tutaj i uczniowie są tutaj w oddaniu. Wtedy nie będzie żadnej walki między tym, co nazywają muzułmanami a chrześcijanami. Baranek i lew będą jeść i spać w tym samym gnieździe. Chrześcijanie i muzułmanie będą spać i modlić się w meczecie, w tym samym kościele, w imię ich dusz, nie w imię religii, które są używane do tworzenia tak wielu konfliktów, dla korzyści tych, którzy byli hiperaktywnymi dziećmi. Nadszedł czas, czas zmian jest tutaj. I jak powiedziałem, moje życzenie jest moim rozkazem. Jeśli pragniesz ujrzeć pokój, droga pokoju jest wyłożona bardzo wyraźnie. To dusza świadomości zbiorowej. Poprzez dawanie stworzy tą pozycję zmiany. Nic innego. W duszy człowieka nie ma długopisu. Jestem pewien, że po wejściu do społeczności uniwersalnej nigdy nie zobaczysz niczego zapisanego, ale równowagę pól duszy egzystencji. Staraj się być na tyle pokornym, aby nie stać się aroganckim w mocy, którą zrozumiałeś i posiadłeś. Inaczej wpadniesz w tą samą ścieżkę kościoła i meczetu. To jest to, co obiecaliśmy i to właśnie dostarczyliśmy. Musimy zrozumieć działanie duszy i musimy zrozumieć, że dusza człowieka jest gwiazdą w kosmosie wszechświata. Jeśli porównamy duszę człowieka i tak wielu nas, 7 miliardów w jednym zbiorze, Ziemia jest jak galaktyka z tak wieloma gwiazdami. Kiedy patrzymy w głąb wszechświata, widzimy galaktyki z setkami milionów gwiazd. Podobnie jest z planetą Ziemią. Niesie 7 miliardów pięknych gwiazd, które są duszą człowieka. Niesie z sobą duszę tak wielu trylionów zwierząt, roślin i wszystkiego innego. Jeśli więc patrzą ci, którzy nie widzą fizyczności Ziemi i jej zawartości, co widzą? Widzą galaktykę z wielką ilością pięknych, świecących świateł. Każda według swojej siły. Każda zgodnie ze swoją pozycją. Niemowlę ma piękną duszę, podobnie jak staruszek. Dla tych niefizycznych, którzy nie widzą fizycznego wymiaru tej planety, ale widzą siłę pola, jesteśmy gromadami gwiazd. Ludzka rasa, każda pojedyncza dusza, nikt z daleka nie widzi. To jest dusza rybaka, to jest dusza kosmologa, to jest dusza prezydenta. Wszystkie świecą bez względu na fizyczność. To jest magia. Oto co nowa nauka musi przynieść człowiekowi. Kiedy patrzymy przez naszą duszę, widzimy tylko gwiazdy w innych duszach. I to jest przełom. To jest zrozumienie. Na tym właśnie polegają te wszystkie nauki. Dojście do dojrzałości następnego poziomu, aby zrozumieć daleki kosmos. Wszechświat jest ostrygą dla tych dusz, które służą. Wtedy człowiek jest gotowy do wejścia w kosmos. Wtedy człowiek jest gotowy, aby stać się częścią uniwersalnej społeczności, która została obiecana. Nigdy nie obiecywałem wam nieba. Zawsze obiecywałem wam elewację człowieka, aby przyłączył się do rodziny. A teraz macie klucz. To wy musicie otworzyć drzwi, aby zrozumieć, że mogę elewować duszę tych ludzi lub milionów innych dusz, że fizyczne życie na tej planecie zmieni się. Wtedy jestem godny bycia częścią społeczności uniwersalnej, by być, aby służyć, aby się rozwijać, by być tam, aby być częścią, że w cyklu życia wszechświata staje się w byciu częścią, staje się częścią totalności. Kiedy człowiek osiągnie ten punkt, pojawi się nowy wymiar w sile duszy człowieka, który jest poza wyobrażeniem zrozumienia życia fizycznego. To jest brama do otwarcia nowego życia w nowym wymiarze, co jest poza wyobrażeniem tego, co mogliście nazwać nowym początkiem, nowym cyklem, gdzie ten cykl niesie ze sobą źródło stworzenia życia we wszechświecie i unikosie. To jest elewacja duszy, aby służyć. Stała się kluczem. Nie tron życia fizycznego. Czas jest odpowiedni. Nadszedł czas, aby człowiek przeszedł przez ten proces.